Right as I started the recording.
What happened?
You leaning back in the chair. The whole squeak. So, good evening, everybody. This is David / Asher. Of course, joining me is MPX.
Hello.
And to kick off the kind of the last stream of this year, as well as to bring in the new year, we're doing a new game. Haha. So, obviously, this has been in the works for a while. But we are going to be doing, in celebration of the release of the new Metroid game, not the new game itself, but the release of a new Metroid, we're going to be doing the last one, Metroid Dread. As such, this is going to be played on a Switch 1, not a Switch 2. Because I don't have the money for a Switch 2, and the factor that every other article I keep getting suggested to me is, oh, updated TOS. They can now brick your console for XX reason. And I'm like, great. No, I will hold off a bit more. Thank you. Good day. I mean, they've always been able to brick consoles, because they did that with the 3DS, they did that, they're doing it with the Switch. Supposedly they could have done it with the Wii U. Supposedly. But, it sounds like it's additive instead of, like, rearranging how they can. But, that's neither here nor there. So, let's get the party started with Metroid Dread. And you know what? Let's do it on this profile. Just so people can't see what my personal version is. But yes, I have been playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So, we're gonna let the game do its little tiny eye catch. While I go into a brief history. I think it has an eye catch. But Metroid Dread was a semi-planned sequel to Metroid Fusion by Sakamoto. And with the somewhat lukewarm reception of Fusion and a slightly better reception of Prime, Nintendo decided to invest a bit more into the Prime series, and then had the team that did Fusion retool Metroid, the original Metroid game, into Metroid Zero Mission, using some of the upgrades and stuff from Fusion. Sakamoto always kind of wanted to do this, and it was off again, on again, off again with the higher-ups at Nintendo, because quite literally, and this is just kind of my own personal thing, Sakamoto's idea of Metroid is not the original creator. And as much as everybody goes like, but he's worked on Metroid the longest, Sakamoto, yes, was on the original Metroid as, I believe, a enemy artist. He reclaimed that in Metroid 2, Return of Samus, for the GB, as, again, an enemy artist. He kind of got an upgrade in Super Metroid, but but that was the problem, is that the original person who was behind Metroid, who I'm pretty sure is Gunpei Yokoi, That was Gunpei Yokoi's last part of involvement with Super Metroid. Then after that was the whole debacle that led up to Gunpei Yokoi leaving Nintendo, and then shortly thereafter dying. Which, that's a whole different matter. But because he was the most senior member they could find from the team, because the other ones had moved on to different projects, like Zelda or Mario, Metroid became his brainchild. And that's where things get a bit... because... bit muddy, because Miyamoto did not care about Metroid because it wasn't any of his brainchildren. So it was just kind of like, well, we have this IP that it has come to fruition, come to light that Metroid has always been inspired by Western aesthetics and concepts, given the factor that the main name, Metroid, was a amalgamation of Metro, underground, and Android. Weirdly enough, taken after Star Wars. Don't ask me how Android and Star Wars work.
Well, Droid.
Obviously there's various concepts with Metroid. Obviously one is going to be atmosphere, which... yeah, we're good on brightness. Very reminiscent of Metroid, Super Metroid. Obviously, the Dread and Hard mode are only unlocked when you beat the game. You're not going to see those. I'm going to play on normal mode. Thank you, everybody. Metroid, a virulent floating organism that drained energy from its prey through physical contact. Metroids were originally created by the Chozo and named after the word Ultimate Warrior. Their value as a bioweapon sparked several crises, and as a result, all traces of them have been eliminated. They are now extinct. So, the whole thing of Metroid being a Chozo word, Ultimate Warrior, that came from Metroid Fusion. And a bit of the manga. Trust me, I'll bring up the various interactions. X-Parasite. A gelatinous parasitic organism indigenous to planet SR388. It could absorb the DNA of its host, living or dead, and replicate its form. When infecting a living host, it could even access the host's memories. X-parasites were driven not by emotion, but by an instinctive need to replicate and spread to increasingly stronger hosts. Their inability to control mark them as even more dangerous than their sole predator, the Metroids. Like the Metroids, they are believed extinct. So, X-parasites were introduced in Fusion, and for those of you who are a little astute, the description sounds vaguely familiar if you're familiar with sci-fi horror. Specifically, a very Antarctic expedition and a dog kind of horror. However, unlike The Thing, X-parasites technically cannot be destroyed or killed. And as such, killing them only just causes them to float away and disappear. Technically, it actually makes them even worse, because then they're like, oh, this thing is stronger than the form I was currently in. I'll go infect you. And that's why the X-parasite is really dangerous, is the factor that Metroids by their nature, absorbing pure energy, would absorb basically the life force out of any organism, X-parasite infected or not. But because we went and killed every Metroid on SR-388 in Return of Samus, the X-parasites no longer had to deal with their with the apex predator, and it's just overpopulated and infected the entire planet, basically. As such, there was a mission after the whole thing where Samus had accompanied some scientists from the Galactic Federation, got infected, which led up to the whole thing dealing with Metroid Fusion. And Metroid Fusion led us to dropping a fucking space zoo on SR-388, destroying the planet. As for when this takes place, it takes place after Fusion. Here's a brief overview of what happened in the beginning of before Fusion. With no Metroid surviving on SR-388, it became infested with the X. Horrifying parasites capable of imitating any living being. Unaware of this... Oh wait, this is Samus. Unaware of this, I set foot on the planet, got infected, and almost died. The little tiny NES Metroid there. The fusion suit, the fusion gunship. The only thing that saved me was a vaccine created from the Metroid DNA, which also left me uniquely able to oppose the X. This ability was tested immediately when I went to the Biologic Space Laboratories, BSL, research station, to investigate a distress signal. The SAX. Dangerous bullshit thing. So, this is something that they've actually expanded upon and explained in the art books, funny enough. So, the fusion suit is kind of Samus's suit, actually, in general, is obviously Chozo Tech. But the major thing about Chozo Tech is that most of their tech is actually biomechanical in nature. And as such, this is why the suit is insanely powerful. It's because quite literally it has a almost natural ability to adapt to things. And so what happened at the beginning that they don't fully explain, but you kind of see it in the thing, is that when she got infected, the Galactic Federation had to strip almost like 90% of her power armor off. And then basically give her the vaccine. So what you're seeing is the fusion suit is basically the armor trying to regenerate to a degree. Although the actual reason is that they wanted the fusion suit to look very unique. I still do not like the Varia version of the fusion suit because it's puke green and yellow. Ugh. There I battled many powerful X forms, including the SAX, which was the X mimicking me in my power suit at full strength. I eventually eliminated the X-Menace on SR-388 by setting the BSL research station on a collision course with the planet. Excuse me, everybody. After that, the X and Metroids were just memories. Or so we thought. Just when it all seemed over, the Galactic Federation received a mysterious video transmission. It showed an X, alive and in the wild. Thorough analysis proved the video was real. Although the sender was unknown, the transmission was traced to a particular planet. It's called ZDR. And if the X had somehow escaped extinction out there, they would pose a threat to the entire galaxy. Galactic Federation dispatched research team of 7 EMMI to investigate. Excellion Star Corporation. Oh, that looks a little nasty. So, one thing that is mentioned, and this kind of hampers a bit about the whole X being extremely dangerous, is that the X parasites require a biological source to infect. A pure mechanical thing, essentially a pure mechanical device, cannot be infected by X. Unless there is a part that is biological in nature. MPX, you remember the stupid, crazy crab boss, right? From Fusion? The weird tank spider boss?
Maybe.
Okay. So there's, I forget the actual name of it. I think it's like, Sentry Guardian or something, or Sentry. But, that thing was basically a tank with a living brain in it. Similar to, a few mother brain constructs, which are now officially canon, as being biological supercomputers. Ugh. So, Emmy here is a pure mechanical construct. No biological components that they can affect. As it states here, an EMMI, or Emmy, is a large research robot designed to capture field samples and extract their DNA. Their incredible mobility and protective plating, made of the strongest stuff in the use, practically guaranteed the mission success. There's a couple things I could think that would beat the shit out of them, but we'll see how they actually operate later in the game. But not long after their arrival on ZDR, all communication was lost. So, yes, that is the post-fusion suit. It is regenerating its armor. What is happening on CDR? Is the planet really infested with X? It's the only one immune to the parasites. It's up to me to go there and find out. Morph ball! Roading. Press button. So.
We'll soon be entering ZDR's atmosphere.
And yes, that is the fusion convention. Ah, a girl Metroid game. Evening, Oso. It's good to see ya.
Treat our lost assets with care, lady.
Shut up, Adam.
Entering the atmosphere in T-minus
I do
10,
like this version of Adam, though.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shame you don't have a prior save to skip this. I'm actually starting fresh for this reason, Oso. What? What happened? Samus! L2 speedrun. I'm not going to speedrun this, Oso.
That elevator leads to the depths of an underground facility. Signal quality is likely to be low. Remote communication remains difficult. Try to connect to the facility's network when you reach the bottom. That way, they can gain in contact. Many injections, lady.
Besides, I already did Metroid Prime. So I have to do Dread right now. I'm not going to do Prime 4 at this moment, because while I'm playing through it, it's giving me annoyance. Oh, hey! Oh, hey! That...
Chozo
funny.
guarding?
A Chozo! In a power suit! There's plenty of guts on my channel, in particular. Oh, I know! I'm just gonna play this lazily. We're gonna get the bad ending, probably. He's pissed! And shit happened. So, we're basically in basic power armor at this point. Mercury Stream understands Metroid. Hopefully they realize their mistakes when giving out credit to developers. 100%. Mercury Stream did not technically go into Metroid completely unknown. Because Mercury Stream technically did the 2D Castlevania reboots before. But they were also the first, they were the ones to, which one is, nope. That's it. The first ones to do the, Samus Returns, for the GBA. It's ZL. Whee! But that Samus Returns on, the Metroid 2 remake. Yep. Ah! 3DS. Misses. I can't. Come on, get in there, Samus. You can crawl. I kind of hope that they bring Samus Returns onto, like, the to the Switch. Metroid cannot crawl. Somebody got the reference.
Uploading data.
Uploading daters.
So, you've accessed a network station. Well done, Samus. I have reviewed your vital signs and video log from the data you uploaded.
Man, somebody's heavily vocoded. Is that you, Soundwave?
I've run a full analysis, but I cannot account for why you lost consciousness. My readings indicate dramatic physical changes in you.
That's foreboding, foreshadowing. That was established in Smash Bros.
Whatever caused these changes seems to have stripped you of most abilities. You might call it physical amnesia.
Or we could just say that the power suit is the most janky piece of Chozo tech possible. Like Samus trips and everything is gone.
That brings me to your assailant. I am checking the Federation database against your video log. It appears to have been a Chozo. The attacker's identity is not yet clear.
Chozo with a power suit. That's very rare.
I have determined that you are somewhere within the depths of ZPR. Your top priority should be to return to your ship on the surface. This situation is precarious. Trust your instincts as you navigate upward.
Okay. Also, Adam, quick question. Decepticon superior, Autobots inferior?
This planet appears to consist of multiple areas. Shuttles, elevators, and other modes of transport connect them. Keep an eye out for ways to reach the surface.
Yeah.
The ship's location is marked on your global map. Check it for yourself.
Check it out.
You may encounter pockets of low temperature. Your Metroid DNA renders you vulnerable to such environments. Spending time in cold areas will be harmful to you.
New environmental quirk. You are now susceptible to cold, like everybody else.
There are many such cold areas scattered underground. Do not enter them with your basic power suit.
Can I have my Varia suit?
One final thing. Underground interference is preventing radio transmissions. Check in with me at any network stations you find.
AKA, these are our save points. Here's the best there is. I will cream my pants at the mere mention of the assailant. What? Oh, so, what's that second part right there? Ow. Ow. Oh, time to learn how to X. You'll understand later. Oh, come on. Oh no! Fun fact and quality of life thing. If there are hidden items, they will make the map blink. Like so. They will not outright tell you, but it's like, okay, You'll find out by kind of triangulation. Generally, it's standard Metroid rules. Bomb every wall, shoot everything, da 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 da. Oh no! No! Well, it's a missile. So, unlike prior Metroids, missiles will only increase by 2. They are kind of a bit more powerful, I believe, in this game as compared to like Super Metroid or Fusion. Obviously, I'm not going to bring up Metroid Prime comparisons because Prime missiles are kind of weird in the factor that they're used for multiple different things. But generally, you don't get a super missile per se because it's like most of the time, if you do get a super missile power up, it's usually just charge up missile. It takes 5 missiles. It's the equivalent of 5 missiles. Also, I'm not sure if I ever. It's like you'll understand later. Okay. Anyway. Door. No! Oh no. Fog. That's one fucked up Emmy. It has one arm. It cannot climb up. Alright. It's an MB unit. And really cool blaster that we only get for a couple of segments. The energy from the central unit has transformed the arm cannon into the Omega cannon. Omega Blaster online. Oh, right, I have to press fire.
Isn't that how this is supposed to work?
Okay, I'm remembering things from future me, from future parts. Fuck you, Emmy. Also, Samus has reasonable shoes in this one.
Well, she's not wearing...
The crazy high heels from the Zero suit.
Well, yes.
Omega
Zero
Cannon.
Suit's high heels that came out because of, which
Smash Bros?
Brothers?
Is it Melee? I think it's Melee.
No, it's not Melee. It's not Melee. It's the one after Melee.
The one for the Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know. Wait, was it the Wii one? Brawl?
It might be the Wii one. It might be Brawl.
Brawl. So, the Omega Cannon, as shown here, is used for one thing and one thing only.
At least that's how I remember it. Maybe it is Melee. I'll check.
But yes, the Omega Cannon is used to destroy, basically delete Emmys, and only Emmys, and it's a game mechanic, whatever. And now that door's always open. Map station. Oh, Pier save station. I think. Yes. And if I recall... Yeah, because of everything, because of water... this is gonna be... time for me to get super stressed out. So, we have to head to this thing. It's going to be a fun little romp that, no, you don't go straight down to there. It's going to be like all the way around, and then down, and up, and then there, and then you have to do stuff. Because the Emmy. This one's fully functional and not broken in half.
Okay, it was Brawl that had Zero Suit Samus.
Why go through its own legs like that? So it was Brawl?
Yeah, and in that version, she had normal shoes. Well, she didn't have ridiculous mismatching high heels through the rest of her suit. Yeah.
Time to taunt the Emmy! Taunt it. We have taunted the Emmy. What the? There was something there. That wasn't there. Now time to go. Sheriff door! Okay, okay, grab the tank, missile tank. Well, time to talk to Adam.
Uploading data.
Upload data.
Both Emmy you encountered were clearly trying to capture you. They may have been hacked. If so, it's reasonable to assume all Emmy will be hostile. Emmy send out a pulse to detect vibrations in the air within a certain range. Essentially, they can hear you.
Adam, there's an actual term for that. It's called sonar. Or radar. You can use those terms, Adam.
Upon detecting vibrations, an Emmy enters surveillance mode to track their source. Stay out of its line of sight when this happens. Otherwise, the danger enemy that has seen you will begin pursuit. Part of the pursuit protocol is to seal the enemy zone exits. You will be trapped inside. To survive, you must leave its range of pursuit. Evade the enemy and it will disengage. This will also unseal the exits.
Okay, Adam.
An enemy never leaves its assigned zone. Their control system must permit them to operate only within that range. I estimate a 99% probability of death if an enemy captures you.
But a 1% chance of me beating the shit out of an enemy. As a fun fact, you can parry the enemies. You get 2 chances. The first chance is the best way I could describe parrying at this an enemy is you better be frame perfect. I am not that good. Because the first one you have like 3 or 4 frames that you can parry in. The second chance you get, I think you only have 1 or 2 frames. I cannot do either. I have seen people who've played this and they don't care about enemies. They will basically parry them every time. I'm not that person. Don't expect that of me. That's why I'm a little more it's going to be a bit more hectic trying to avoid the
There may
enemy.
be a very small opportunity to escape, but exploiting this window will be virtually impossible. The enemy are immune to your current weapons. You lack the unique energy used to defeat the first enemy. Your only option now is to evade capture and find an exit.
So, this is one of the major differences that Sakamoto wanted to do with Dread when he first proposed it back in the GBA era, which was a much more horror-based Metroid game. So obviously we have chasers from various horror games, aka the Emmy, but being a Metroid game, we get the ability to take them out after completing certain objectives, I'll put it. But obviously, that's going to be basically trying to get to the central unit of their area to basically beat the shit out of the mother brain unit, get the energy to then go find a nice good strip that you can do stuff and get ready to beat the shit out of them.
Your highest priority in an enemy zone should be simply to survive.
It should be getting to the next exit. Yes. Open. Open. Oh, only door that opens. That missile tank will taunt me forever. Okay. Nope. Oh god. So the game is a bit So, I got to the exit I was intending to, but because the Emmy had saw me, it fudged me up. So... Zoop! And I am golden! Ha 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 ha! Beat that, Emmy. Water physics.
And will you finally have access to Morph Ball?
Oh, that will be a long way away.
Really?
Yeah, Morph Ball is actually... Morph Ball will... you will get it. But it'll be a while.
Instead of being one of the first powers you receive, it'll be something almost late game.
Oh god, no, 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 no. Oh, fuck. Actually, it'll be more like mid-game. God damn it. I'm so pissed. I could have gotten the missile. But yes. Chozo. Also, map station. So, maps do not give us the... They give us more like a Super Metroid map where you have, like, blocks. And they also act as save stations. Transportation devices. That's why I was like, not very, Okay. I see you there, sir! Oh god. Bye. So, as you can see, the points that you're supposed to do it are the flashes of light. I am not going to... You'll see this a lot from me. Sorry, Oso. Ow. Oh no. No, 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 no. Ah, God. Oh, God. Whee! Energy! Herbal. Can't get up there. No. Let's see what this way goes. Oh, God. Okay. Chozo statue. Hey, hey, hey! It's Charge Beam! Charge Beam! Get! Focuses the beam to unleash powerful press and hold Y to charge. Immune to normal beam shots, such as robots and bosses. AKA the Charge Beam. The when you run out of missiles. Hey, we're back at the intro. Haha! Also, if you parry, generally it's going to be the equivalent of a charge shot. Energy tank. Heck yeah. Hmm. That's a mysterious block. Taking a sippy. Alright, let's do this. So we are now in a section that basically states us we can now get the central unit. There's a bit of weirdness happening there. Not sure if it shows up on the stream, but... Heyo. Generally, if Adam has something new, he will pop it up when you get to the save station. If not, it just goes straight to... Ah, yes, this room that incest a supposed I forget his name, like what he's a big part of. I think he was like the creator of Shantae, and he was pissed at this room because there's no easy way to determine that you could do that. It's like the flooring is different. You actually see enemies up there that you kind of want to... Stop that. Sucking up magma. Slurpy time. Ow. Ow. No. No. Ow. Door! Save room. Ow, 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 ow. No. Oh yeah, this is a fun puzzle because supposed to do that. Boop. Well, let's see what this does. We now have injected magma into the tubes. And all the doors locked too. So,
Uploading data.
There was no record of your assailant in the Federation database. However, there are records of the Chozo warrior tribe. There is a strong possibility the two are connected.
ah, yes! A warrior tribe of Chozos. So, brief aside, the Chozo are a majority a peaceful race. However, there is some external media, the manga, that does point towards that the Chozo at one point did have a bit of a essentially, like, they did have a kind of warrior aspect to them that in later versions, most of the Chozo tribe, when they broke up and each decided to do their own thing, the warriors kind of disappeared. In this case, this one actually kind of addresses that by going, hey, the person you probably encountered might have been a surviving Chozo warrior. And for those not in the know, Samus's power suit is a heavily modified Samus's power suit is a modified Chozo warrior power suit. Actually, most of the power suits were always worn by warriors.
You have seen the warrior tribe's architecture and artifacts on this planet. I conclude that this was one of their settlements. But why would someone lead you here and send the enemy after you? The footage of the X-Parasite may have been staged to lure you in. The situation remains unclear, but your priority hasn't changed. You must return to the ship. You have activated the magma supply system that has restored power to the closed thermal doors. Seek them out to proceed. Continue to search for the unique energy you employed against the first enemy. It is the only way you can confront them. Unfortunately, this energy is limited. You may have noticed it dissipating after an enemy is destroyed.
Okay, you can only use the Omega per Emmy.
There are 6 remaining enemy hunting you. You have no means to confront them. Remember that.
Okay, Adam. A gold! A good boy statue. So, golds are always going to be both health and missiles. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yep. So we want to go down and down. Alright, let's do this. we found the stage. Now for a boss fight. Ah. Oh no! If I know it, it's probably going to put me outside of the... Oh, cool. Huh? And yes, those are Rinkas. Second form. So, this is the part that Future Me was going like, oh, right, I don't have that ability yet. So, unlike the first Emmy, whose faceplate shielding was broken off, here's where the actual thing of taking down the Emmys gets a bit more hectic, is now you have to find a nice good stretch that you can fire upon them to get the face shielding off before basically killing them.
Finally hitting the weak point.
Mm-hmm. Omega Stream. And like the door, so the Emmy will never go into that room. It will always be a safe spot. But the Emmy will now be in pursuit mode constantly. That was easy. The other ones aren't so. Oh, so you still with us? Judging me horribly? So, once you defeat an Emmy, the Emmy zone frees up. You are now free to explore it. Enemies will spawn to it, but you will not have to worry about the Emmy pursuing you. Emmys, like some bosses in Metroid, may give you abilities. Spire Magnet being one of them. It's not the Spider Ball, but it's kind of close. Spider Samus, Spider Samus. Shooting down, Spider Samus. But, as we can see, pressing the other button because I'm so used to Metroid Prime 4. The Emmy Zone is now green, meaning that we can go anywhere and everywhere we want in this area.
Oh, without being hunted.
Without being hunted. As such, there are some things that basically like, what does that mean? But yeah, generally in most situations you want to find a nice good spot that you can Samus. Whoop. Whoop. Stopping that right now. Do. Right. Sorry, everybody. Had to take care of things, but there will be areas that... Yeah, missiles. Save room real quick. Ah! Point of no return. Oh no. Oh boy. He's itching. He's itching. He's itching. Also, how about another boss? Chozo not holding something? Weird. I knew you were there. Ow, ow. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Ah, the heck? Lorbo. Oh. Ow. I am horribly bad at this. So, let's see how we can definitely. Horoso is probably shaking his poor head, going, Jesus. This man. Horrible. I didn't get the counter, but hey, we beat him. Splunch. Well, time to see what's in this guy's tail. Phantom Cloak! Ha-ha! Aeon was introduced in Samus Returns, the 3DS remake, as basically kind of special abilities that weren't in the original, obviously, that were basically reusable, but you had to wait a bit. The first one you got was a bit much more like an X-ray scope kind of ability. Some people did not like that. In this case, they made these abilities a bit more user-friendly, as well as a bit more gameplay integrated. You do not run, but okay. Here. Press R. So. Okay, how we doing? Oh, we have like half an hour left. So... Charge beam, charge beam. I am not going in those rooms because those are crazy dangerous, but... That... And the invisibility thing is actually pretty nice because it works off of movement. Not mean to do that. So when you run out of Aeon, you have to wait for it to regenerate. And our first new area. Cataris. So, some people did have some problems with Dread. Not exactly integrating all the areas where you just seamlessly go from one to the other. But then again, Metroid always had these elevators that kind of did this anyway.
Probably for the same reason of how much data can be loaded at any one time.
Yeah. Ew. Oh god. After I learned that trick, those guys are super easy. Okay, we don't want to go anything that has the little tiny heat bubbles. Because, you still do not have the Varia suit. Ow. Atom time! Punch that console. Gators!
CBR appears to be powered by thermal energy. Magma is pumped from the planet's interior and routed from there.
Once again, Chozo technology trying to integrate the natural world into its technology. Admittedly, this is a bit more forceful than other locations. Obviously, we've seen in Metroid Prime 1, the Chozo of... Oh god, what was that world? Oh god, that's bad. I forgot that one. They used a lot of natural energy, like plant life and solar energy. ZDR's warrior tribe seems to be just taking from the internal magma of the planet to power their tech. Sorry, I'm taking a sippy.
I have located the central routing system for the magma. It is here in Cataris. Samus, your current suit cannot protect you as you explore Cataris. The extreme heat of the lava is too much for it. Under no circumstances should you enter high-temperature areas.
Unlike Super Metroid, where they forced you to go through a high-temperature area one time.
I know the shuttle somewhere above here. Use it to find a path forward. There is one other thing to discuss. It is your new Phantom Cloak ability. The Phantom Cloak prevents the enemy from detecting you. Thus far, your only option was to run. Now, bypassing them is also an option. Use this to reach your objective.
So, the thing about the Phantom Cloak is that it is designed very well. If you move in the Phantom Cloak, the whole little Emmy circle will not detect you. However, as soon as the Phantom Cloak pops off, immediate detection if you're within their circle. However, if you can find a spot, sit, and have them not see you, you are effectively not in their range. So basically, you wait a little bit, let them get away, and then disable it, and then move on.
Note that using the Phantom Cloak severely decreases your mobility, and direct contact with an enemy will still result in capture. It is up to you whether to hold your position. Just be aware of your surroundings.
AKA, If an enemy gets up into your face and touches you, you are fucking boned.
The Phantom Cloak is useless. Once an enemy sees you, you will need to evade capture until it gives up pursuit. The Phantom Cloak can remain active after your aim has been depleted. It will consume your life energy instead. Consider it a desperate measure. Remember, it cannot drain your energy down to nothing. Judicious use of this technique will improve your probability of survival.
So, yes, that is the other part, is that, the Phantom Cloak will continue after you've used up, your Aeon energy, but as stated, it'll take up your, essentially your life bar instead. But, like most modern things, it will leave you with 1 HP. That is not good. So, that's why you see me, like, try to use it as minimally as possible. Yeah, I can't get up there. Fun fact, those blue butterflies are very important. For a different reason. And generally, that's where we want to go. Alright, stops here. Let's get the juice flowing. Yeah, after finding out those guys are stupid easy to parry, it's like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I was using missiles to take those guys out. So, yeah. If you see, like, the super... Yeah, like, I'm not sure how the artifacting is, but, MPX on your end, on the side stream, can you see the little oranging and heat wavy effect on this door? Ow! That's hot. Ow. Ow. Yes, these are basically energy refills. That's their intended purpose. Yes, if you have a knee-high block, you actually climb over it, too. Like so. Haha! Woo! Wee. That is... Ow. Ah. Emmy door. New Emmy! New gimmick! This Emmy can crawl into tight spaces. Whoop. Hey, I did that first try. That's actually kind of surprising. How we doing? 45 minutes. Haha! Screw you, Emmy! Oh, okay. Jerk. Time to get a pump going. Pump, yeah. Okay. Since I'm not sure if I get any good forward momentum, I'm probably going to call it tonight. This is going to just, A, give my hands a bit of a rest, but also basically just go, essentially just stop for the night. Sorry, everybody, if it was one of those situations where it's like, oh man, why'd you stop? It was good. It's like, A, I do love Metroid, and I'm not necessarily the best at it. But it's also to make sure that I stop at a good point. This will not always be the case. Sometimes I'm in the middle of something, and, oh, hey, it's 45. And I'm like halfway through this, and I know where the next save point is. But it's the start. It's the start of the one, so ease our way in. But it's one of those situations where, hey, let's just. It's like it's going to be easy. Obviously, there will be no Wednesday or Thursday streams because Eddie is hanging out with family. So Friday streams will return, maybe a bit longer. It depends. But I do believe Eddie stated that his first stream, which may be on the 6th, because he is going to be swapping once again back to Tuesdays, of all days.
We haven't decided on a multiplayer game or anything like that so far, so.
No, he's still doing
Double Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade, yeah.
Well, I don't know. He might want to like cut it between that and multiplayer game.
True. Obviously, there's various multiplayer streams and things of that nature. Thanks, Oso, for joining. It'd be nice if you did continue with us, even if it is just, hey, you forgot something. But thanks, everyone, for joining. Hopefully, we'll see you next Friday on the 2nd for more Metroid Dread. And me going with every Emmy, because the best way to deal with the Emmy is to not panic. In the eternal words of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, do not panic. Or, correction, don't panic. But, we do have a new podcast. It was released last week. Mostly just dealing with the controversy around the latest
multiple
awards.
Controversies about the latest Game Awards.
It's possible that we may have another one upcoming once Eddie does return. In other news, I will be trying to play through Metroid Prime 4 and trying to figure out if I do want to stream it or not, as a heads up. As of right now, it'd be kind of like, But let's try and get through Dread first and go from there. But thanks everyone for joining. We hope you have a good night. If you liked what you saw, best way to help us out is spread the word, share us around. If you prefer a much more direct method to help us out, there's our Patreon or the subpoints here on Twitch. And obviously, like, if you want to play catch up or see what I did last, all of that is on our YouTube channel. That includes Eddie's streams as well. And a visual version of the podcast. The podcast can also be found on all major podcast platforms, like Google, Apple, Spotify. But as a heads up, I hope everybody has a great new year, and we will see you on the 2nd. Night, everybody!